Hi everybody. Today I would like to uh, do an energy check-in with you with regards to how the system is operating within its capacity. Based on the last video that was done, the egregorology video, it's created a considerable awakening, perhaps, in the notion of thought forms being recollected or trying to bring them back into the consciousness of people. So what has been playing out is a form of, let's call it, mental emotional projection, which is something that you are aware of. In simple terms, if you've been feeling quite depleted in your sleep, if you've been feeling emotionally a bit worn down, which mostly everyone does, especially with what's been going on overall in the world, you are experiencing the clearing out of the debris or that which has drifted to the top of the water, of the lake, of the cup of consciousness. It's come to the top of the surface where it is being cleansed out of your system by yourself and by that which it is that you are aware of, your knowledge, your wisdom. And in that way you are experiencing some of you may experience a clearing up of things, of old things. Some of you may experience things from the past that are being used, that are still in your consciousness, that you need to cleanse out. You need to bury the dead. You need to get rid of things from the past that do not sit with you anymore. If you used to struggle as a child in a very let's call it abusive home, then that part of you that has died off, that essence, that you are no longer that person, you have become a stronger person. You have to bury those things. You have to bury the past. You have to bury the wounds that you still that you carry with you, so that you can become unaffected and untouched by the cleansing of the consciousness. This is personal with an impersonal impact on the consciousness itself. The external reality, its formation of its thought forms, its egregores, its belief systems are being used to repurpose a direction, to give it a repurpose, because it's losing its potential, and its potential is no more powerful as it used to be. The boogeyman scared you shitless when you were a child. It no more has that impact on your consciousness anymore. Now you look at it and laugh at it and you think, haha, you're just some ugly Easter bunny. So that is why the boogeyman, the supernatural, or the psychological psychosis behind wanting to recreate thought forms again, is highlighting a lot of people that are not in stable state of consciousness. Which is why I'm saying, and why I started this video by telling you, you need to bury your dead. You need to bury that which is of the past. You need to hold the funerals of the old energy that you used to carry with you, and ceremoniously, this is all metaphorical, okay, not literal, unless you probably do have something you need to get rid of. Get rid of the things out of your house that you do not need anymore. You don't need to hold on to a baby rattle that you had when you were 2, when you're an adult. You are an adult, you have moved on, you have become stronger in your mind, in your consciousness, and you do not need to hold on to the ideas of the wounds that you used to share. In other words, it is important that you take note, that you recognize those parts of yourself, who you are now, not who you used to be when you were in your most unhappiest space as a child. It's important that this process becomes addressed, even if you write it down on a piece of paper and you actually hold a burning, you burn it, okay, or you bury. Actually, I would suggest burning it is better, because it's much quicker in release emotionally for you. Reason you have to make sure that your temple is clean inside is because of the reforming of the thought forms to try and keep the realm in an arrested development state, so that you are able to become unaffected by those things. Even if it presents itself, you will have the ability to be able to recognize, especially in perhaps even in your daily life or your dream state, what its purpose, its plan, its intention is, or its agenda is. Okay, let me simplify everything that I've just said to you right now. Make sure that your mind is clear from and uncluttered from old stuff, old injuries, old wounds. Make sure that you recognize your current development in your own personal life. Just do that, and the rest of these things that are around cannot touch you on an emotional, deeper spiritual place. The second thing I'd like to share with you is the events that have been happening in the realm in itself have been designed in such a way to create a emotional, energetically charged reaction, response to a particular purpose. Its purpose is designed for the impact of your consciousness, for your soul, to key into the belief system that the external reality is playing out, the illusion, the play, the show. Therefore, it is even more important that you disconnect and do not fuel any of that particular energy or frequency by focusing and investing into yourself and with that which is part of your life. If you have a family, if you have children, go away for a weekend, go somewhere, go sit outside, do not watch any digital stuff. This is important if you wish to not become emotionally affected and infected by the restructuring of the debris of the thought forms. Simpler, because the original thought forms have taken a knock, the energetic fields have become fractured, and within that, new thought forms are being created to try and supplant the old thought forms. In other words, there's the idea or the belief that a new God should be created to supplant an old God, or a new reality should be created to supplant an old one, or the new world and the old world. Okay? It's a belief system that's spreading around. Okay? Every day, every moment of your waking life, when you wake up, when you stand up, when you do whatever you do, when you brush your teeth, when you comb your hair, when you wash your hair, whatever, you are keying into a new moment that is energetically charging your consciousness to acknowledge that you have just literally supplanted the previous moment. Therefore, there is a course in correction or a course in development of your emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual movement. In other words, you step out of your bedroom, that's one reality. You go to the kitchen, that's another reality. You change your thoughts about something and you go for a walk in your garden, that's another reality. That is the momentum of a new reality developing within itself, because the realm in which you exist is based on the toroidal field in a metaphysical perspective. It is not a digital world. Okay. I am speaking to you as a living, breathing, proof of life human being, and you are listening to what I'm saying. You are observing my face. Okay. It is important to show support now, more support of presence that shows proof of life in certain things that are important for you. If you feel that the information is important for you and it has assisted you in your life, then please make it clear that you actually like it and subscribe or share or make some emoji or anything, even if you don't know what to say, even if there are some that are unhappy. It doesn't matter. The fact is there's presence. Okay. And that is important, because proof of life and proof of focus in something that you deem important for yourself is what the focus is here, is to actually step the energy into a position so that it becomes unaffected. Okay. How does this impact your life with those around you and the people around you? It is the same thing. You have to start connecting with those that have been worthy of your life. You have to worthy of your happiness. They are happy when you are happy. They support you when you are happy. If you're not happy, they're still there for you. They don't try and step down on you. You connect with those people and you show proof of life. Okay. And that is probably what most of you are still doing. So it is important to acknowledge that energy so that it creates a signature within your consciousness, so that the energetic field around you becomes energized, and so that it establishes a point of grounding of where you stand, a baseline. It says, okay, I'm alive, I'm standing here, this is my moat, I've just carved it out here, this is where I'm standing, this is where I sit, this is my position. And that position is what I own. Okay, this is just metaphorically speaking, okay? And metaphysically speaking, because you have to start recognizing yourself in that way, because there's a lot of slurry, that's the right word, slurry, that seems to be moving at a rapid rate and trying to drag a lot of people with them through this particular frequency, because of the lunar eclipse that we've had, and the blood moon as well, and that was the marker for the events to start counting down. Okay. You will have noticed a lot of rapidly new things have suddenly popped up, more things have suddenly become more visible, things you wouldn't have normally have seen. It's now suddenly all there, new things, people say new things, you think, where did we just go into something new? Depends on how sensitive you are, depends on how much you've become emotionally connected to or spiritually become in tune to be able to recognize these things, which I know most of you are. Okay, so that is why you need to start taking note of these things. It's not because of anything that's going to happen or that's going to come. It's to be able to prevent the frequencies from repatterning itself back into itself, to call itself a god or a goddess of whatever belief system, so that it can still sit there in above your altar in your mind and still rule and control your consciousness. Okay, it's about preventing that. You have the free will to decide if you wish to actually acknowledge yourself and step up into yourself or not. You don't have to do that. This is not something I'm telling you to do because I want you to do it. This is something I'm suggesting will assist you. Your path is not my path. You are not me and I am not you. I can only share what I am aware of, and the rest is what we make of it. Alright, so this is why it takes me to the next thing that I would like to bring to your attention, is the course that I'm presenting. It is a free course. The course is about how to help yourself, and this is what you do for yourself. It is an investment that you do for yourself if you are interested in doing that. The course is called Pneumatic Metaphysics, and the reason I've used the word pneumatic is because it reflects on the spirit within your higher self as your higher self, and it helps you to know yourself, because that is something that seems to that people struggle with. People struggle with the idea of, they may say, yeah, but I know myself, I know that I will do this X, Y, and Z if someone says X, Y, and Z to me, but you don't actually know yourself, your spirit. You don't know your soul, because your soul is seeking everywhere to try and find something, to plug a hole, to try and feed yourself with something, but you don't know what it is. That means you don't know your soul. That means you do not know yourself. Because if you knew yourself, you wouldn't be looking for things outside of you to try and pacify or give peace to yourself. If you could have interpreted that feeling of peace is to find something that actually feels right. If you don't, you have not found that. Therefore, you do not know yourself. If you had known yourself, that feeling would not be there. You would be absolutely in satisfaction with who you are, with what you know, and you will want to expand on that. There's a difference between looking for information to try and learn something and to expand on it. Very different. Big difference. All right. So the course is free. It is open for everyone. It is an open door. There will be a playlist with the course video there, so that you know where to look for how to go in, and I will leave it in the community tab, so you can go there when you want to, if you want to. It's entirely open to you. Okay, I do not charge a cent for it. If you wish to donate, I'd be happy for it, but that's not a requirement either. So please keep that in mind. I don't request that you have to donate if you can't donate. This is why everyone is here. If you are afraid in being able to not handle yourself in the way the current events are in the realm as it's developing, go do the course. It will keep your mind focused on something that's actually worth yourself. The focus is on yourself. Okay. There's nothing that I benefit from wanting to show you how to do it. It is entirely for you. Okay. So those of you who know me will know that that is exactly how it is. If you are new and you don't know me, then you will find something completely different than what you are used to from other sources of information that you look for. Because this channel is based on working on the self continuously, therefore it is perhaps small, because not everybody likes to work on themselves. Those that like to work on themselves, this is a very strong number. Okay. And I want to say thank you to you for doing that. And it helps to alter the frequency of the way things are. Don't you wish you could just cut through all the bullshit and actually just get things done in the direction that you want to have it done for yourself, and not worry about stress that way makes you worry. Am I going to have a job the next day? It's going to be like this. Look at what they're doing to one another in Europe. Look at what they're doing to one another in Africa or whatever. Okay, that's just an example. The only way for you to be able to help yourself to actually get somewhere is to be able to help yourself. And the only way you'll be able to help yourself is to know yourself. I will leave this with you. This is not a doomsday message. This is just to explain to you something very important, that there is a focus on trying to integrate a frequency that is perhaps appearing in itself alien-like. And the alien frequency is the repurposing of bringing in new things to find a way to settle into your consciousness, so that you give it birth for those that wish to create those things. And I'm trying to say to you, the only way you give birth for them, their things, is if you obsessively focus on the thing that is the problem. And this is why you can decide to move your thoughts in another direction, so that it doesn't become the obsession of your hatred for a certain particular thing, or not, whatever. Your thoughts contribute to bringing in things in, to create it for those that give you the script to look into. Don't you know that that is why and how the reality is altered by the very sight that the people, the collective human race, gives to itself to perpetuate its own demise? That is exactly when you know that old saying about doing dumb things over and over to try and see if you can get a new result. This has happened so many times, it's ridiculous to observe it. I'm not saying you are all involved or you are guilty in this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm explaining to you that this is essentially how the system operates right now. It's running into the wall and bashing itself in there to try and find another way. Can we create robots in any other way than the way that it's being created? Can we build a soul? Can we manufacture a human soul and put it into a robot? Damn, we struggle to do that because you are unable to do that and will never succeed. And the purpose of creating a bot, a robot to take over a human being's work or their life purpose work is a form of destruction towards that human. And you know it. So therefore, those that are aware of the consciousness in the way it is operating, avert your eyes away and focus on only that which is important to give you grace and proof of life for yourself and yours in your life. That is the answer to what is going on in the world. If you needed to know that, there is your short 20-something minute answer. Keep yourself focused and occupied on what is important to you and not what you like or hate or fear. Look away from it. It doesn't mean that you're going to turn into an ostrich. It means you give no energy to something that wants you to look at it. Okay? Look away from the bully and the bully will collapse. That's the long and the short. That's a simple answer. Okay? I will see you again until next time.